Hello, everyone. I am James the Squirrel, and I am here with Nicky V.
It's me. It's the Nicky.
It's me. It's Nicky V.
I've already done that before, and
Yes.
I don't know if it's gonna be a thing or not. So maybe it's me. But anyway, so full disclosure, this is our second try at doing this because we tried recording this once and the audio was so this might be a touch late, but fuck it.
Yes. Anyway, next week will probably be out a lot quicker because it's literally just a. It's not that much in it. I doubt we'll be seeing anything major and such.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Unlike this week. So,
yeah. By the way, before we start getting into the matches, I gotta say the intro is kind of starting to grow on me. If they take out that little 10-second buffer at the beginning, then I think they'll have something legitimately good.
yeah. Anyway, take it away,
Mhm.
Nicky, with your notes.
All right, I got my notes. First match was Aleister Black, aka the hero that humanity needs, versus Cesar Bonani. So
AKA another person from the performance center who is most likely going to lose against against the person they were facing. And lo and behold,
crazy how that works, huh? But before we get too far into Alistair, I kind of like this Cesar guy because he's 6'6", 260. He's ripped, has all kinds of fighting backgrounds. Like, I feel like if you give this guy 2 years, like he could be some.
mm-hmm.
Or Vince will just be like, Brazilian guy, yeah.
Rolls eyebrows.
Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men. You started that trend. So,
I
see,
learned it
Banani got
from
a couple.
watching King Ross.
This is why you don't watch King Ross.
But King Ross is boss.
Debatable at
His
best.
boss, King Ross.
So yeah. Oh, and Percy Watson during Aleister Black's intro said that he wrote 100 books on physics, geometry, and astronomy. And I looked it up on Google, couldn't find a single shred of evidence. I think Percy Watson's full of shit.
Percy Watson lying out his ass? Never.
Crazy how that works. But yeah, Banani got a couple good shots in. Black turned it around, fucking kneed him in the head a few times, and hit the Black Mass for just a devastating win.
Quick
There was a
note.
question. Mm-hmm.
It, this is a note that I found out later that well, a certain wrestler that we are talking about, Aleister
Mm-hmm.
Black, may be going to Maine, and I am completely fine with this. In
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
unaired version of this that you guys will never see because I just deleted it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we state certain wrestlers who we think can go to Maine without winning the title. He, in my opinion, is one of them.
Yeah, yeah. Like Steven Larson said something kind of interesting. They said, like it's kind of comparable to Shinsuke, who legitimately could have gone up 6 months after he debuted, and it would have been totally fine. The only reason Shinsuke stayed in NXT was because they needed him, because they didn't really have that much else. But now they've really bolstered the roster. And if he were to go up like around Survivor Series, that would be totally like believable.
Like as a member of like one of the Survivor Series teams or what
Yeah,
have you.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but right as of right now though, he still doesn't have a match for Takeover Chicago. Like they may have kind of hinted at something, but as of right now, kind of nothing.
Nothing.
Hmm. So after that, we got a video package from last week's Battle Royale. Uh, Regal, it showed the YouTube clip that came up right after last week's NXT ended, where Regal like went up to Oscar and was like, "What the bloody hell was that?" It was good. And Regal told Asuka that she will fight all of them. Except not. She's not going to fight all of them. Because Ember Moon apparently has suffered a grade 1 sprain. And she's out for Chicago. So apparently she does have a legitimate injury, but it's not the shoulder injury, and they're using this injury to cover up for the real injury. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So honestly, like, after I saw this and what happened, like, I thought that this was a total work and she had zero injury, because like the timing of the dates just lined up too perfectly. But this, apparently that news came from the Wrestling Observer, so apparently Ember does have some type of injury.
Mm-hmm.
Then.
So, moving on.
Yeah, so now the match is going to be triple threat.
Yeah, triple threat. And I will state this as I did last time. I believe Asuka is going to lose the belt, but not lose the match.
Yeah, maybe. That would be it would be the perfect time to do it, since you've basically got two other people in the match who hate each other's guts, and Asuka's kind of the third wheel in this feud. Like Ruby and Nicky are kind of just going at each other like crazy, and Asuka's on the outside just kind of dancing and holding the title like, woohoo, nobody is ready for Asuka.
And that gives her reason to, like, honestly, she doesn't need the belt at this point. She's above the belt. And if she lost it at TakeOver Chicago, that can lead straight into her going to either SmackDown or Raw.
I think that the perfect way to do this would be, like, they get to the match, it's winding down, Asuka gets thrown to the outside, leaving Ruby and Nicky in the ring together. Ember pops up and holds Asuka back while one of the two other women pin the other. And then you have Ruby and Nicky for the title. Whoever's champion is champion there. And you can have Ember versus Asuka without the title. And have both of those matches at Brooklyn 3. That seems like it works.
If she's still there.
Oh yeah. Well, you know how it is. One more match. But yeah, I could see them taking the title off her if they feel it. So then they showed a thing on WWE's Twitter page that Pete Dunne has earned himself a title match on the UK tour, and he's going to be facing Tyler Bate in Chicago for the UK title.
Probably leading up to, like, the first, leading up to a thing. Now, I'm not sure if I remember it correctly, but I think it was while they were recording for the UK network show, this happened. So, by the sounds of it, they're gonna have, like, an episode maybe this week. I think, maybe, hopefully. I don't know, because, like,
they'd have to do it pretty soon because they've already kind of spoiled who's gonna win.
That's
Takeover's like.
I know they've already recorded it. Recorded the first episodes. I know that because Triple H tweeted it out.
Yeah.
And so did William Regal. Thing is, this is the thing. It'd be all over the dirt sheets and such that Tyler Bate lost. So either they've recorded and Tyler Bate, either they recorded it with Tyler Bate with the championship, and he's going to keep it Takeover Chicago,
Or it's a
or
red herring.
they've recorded it and like he's still got the belt for some reason, but that would make no
Well,
sense.
Well, if you recall, when Kevin Owens was still NXT champion and he was about to face Balor, I want to say at the first Brooklyn takeover. I could be wrong on that, but they recorded some episodes of NXT before the takeover happened, and they had Owens come out with the title as a red herring to kind of throw people off the scent. So maybe.
Yeah, that could be, but then they'd have to like it's not as easy with NXT as it is this UK show because they did the UK stuff during the UK tour.
Yeah.
Which was over in the UK, so you'd be able to notice if they change venues and such.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Oh. So then after that, they did a brief video package for Pete Dunne. Dude's a fucking asshole. Like, there's really no other way to put it.
If you've watched any British wrestling, you already know this.
Yes. Like, he makes no bones about this. He doesn't try to make himself seem like anything else. Dude's just a cunt. Like, I don't use that word lightly, but dude is a douche.
And he will punch you for saying that.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And someone forgot to mute their phone.
Did you?
No. My phone's in another room.
Oh, okay. Very good.
And it's muted.
Well then. Aren't you lucky? Alright, so after that, what was next? We had a thing for Ruby Riott. She was in a tattoo parlor. And she was getting a new tattoo on her leg. It was of a balloon. And she said this somehow relates to her NXT run, which, okay. Like, my dad's a tattoo artist, and I've worked in a lot of tattoo shops, and that's kind of an abstract reason, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, we didn't see the finished version of it. We just saw the, like the
Oh yeah, but we saw the outline.
But that's not necessarily, like, just because it looks like a balloon doesn't mean it's necessarily a balloon.
Well, here's the thing. Like, those purple things that they do, that's pretty much how the tattoo is going to look once the tattoo is finished, minus the shading. That'll come, like, that. The artist kind of does that freehand, but, like, the outline and all the big, like, lines are stenciled on beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, that could just be placeholder for, like, she could have just had that done as, okay, this is what they're going to see for the show, now to do the real one. You don't know.
Maybe.
Because they might not want to, you don't know, because we didn't see the finished tattoo.
Yeah, we did not. So, yeah, she said that she sacrificed a lot to get here, and winning the title will be validation for all this. Blah, blah, blah. Happy babyface, like, this is what I've been waiting for my whole life kind of shtick.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cool. The stuff that was really fun came next.
Nicky.
They tried to do...
Oh, Nicky!
Yes? So they attempted to do a sit-down interview with Nicky Cross, and it was the biggest clusterfuck ever. Like,
Nicky.
So she hopped...
Oh, Nicky. You're so fine.
Yes?
You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey,
Thank
Nicky.
You.
Not you!
Thank you. Aw.
Nicky Cross.
I'm sad now. So she hops into her chair, and just... The producer tries to put on the lapel mic, and she's just, like, slapping him away, jumps on him, steals it. Like... And she starts, like, calling out for...
Ruby.
For Ruby and Asuka. And they keep trying to interview her. It's not working at all. And eventually she just goes, "Where's Ruby?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Asuka? Where's my championship?"
Slowly walks up to the... She was batting at one point the boom mic.
Yeah.
like a cat.
It's like a cat.
She then, like right near the end, she slowly walked up to the camera,
Yeah.
ruining the
Yeah,
shot
like
completely.
yeah, until the shot was just totally blacked out and like it was just her talking. It was fucking menacing was what it was.
Yep.
Like that was some creepy shit right there.
Next, we went on to what was it again?
Next came a Drew McIntyre interview. There was a lot of fucking interviews tonight.
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
Interviews and promo packages and
You know what?
yeah.
I'm fine with that because like this is how we learn about these characters. Like once they get up to the main roster, like nobody cares who they are because we don't really ever learn anything about them. So this is good. I like this. Do more. Do more of this on the main roster.
We don't
So
need we don't need 3 hours of wrestling. We just
give us
we'd love 3 hours of straight wrestling, depending on who it is and such.
Yeah, but some people need time to like do their character. Like I would love if they did. Like remember in NXT when they did that sit down interview with Apollo Crews and we learned all kinds of stuff about his person.
No.
Well, they did. Like it was right before he had a title match against Balor.
I didn't care for Apollo Crews. I still don't care for Apollo Crews.
I think Apollo Crews can be good, especially like if they attach him to Titus. Like if they play their cards right, they can turn Apollo Crews into the next Mr. Perfect. No joke. Anyway, so they interview McIntyre, and fucking hell, Drew McIntyre's tall.
Well, yeah.
Like, they got the shortest interviewer to interview him, and I get the feeling that they made her crouch down like Tom Phillips. So she was even shorter.
Conspiracy!
Said, whatever this interview lady's name, conspiracy. So he says that Itami and Strong will be a great match, but he's a little bit disappointed that he isn't in it. And he said that if he's learned anything over the last 3 years, it's that if something isn't happening for you, you make it happen. Solid. And then Wesley Blake showed up. Why? Yeah. So he tried saying words to Drew McIntyre, and I don't know if he got flustered because this fucking Adonis of a human being was standing in front of him, but he flubbed his line so bad, I had no idea what he said. Like, it's something about his comeback, and just I don't even fucking know. It was bad.
Very bad.
What? Yeah, find another guy to job out to Drew McIntyre if you don't mind. Like anybody else. Like shit. What's that Danny Burch guy doing? He could be good. Anything's better than freaking Wesley Blake. Where the fuck is Buddy? Have Buddy Murphy do it. He was better. I don't know. So probably getting a match next week between those two.
If not at the takeover, which if it's at the takeover, it's going to be very quick. Yay!
Probably. Like I feel like if it was at takeover, they would have built him up a little bit. Like have like a vignette or two. Speaking of a vignette or two, oh, here's an idea: have him fight Patrick Clark. He's at least somebody who has some value. It's more than Wesley Blake.
Anyway, moving on to the next portion.
Yeah, they did the Patrick Clark vignette, but I think it was the exact same vignette as the one from last week, so who gives a single fuck?
Yeah.
After that, DIY got into the ring. Basically said most of the same stuff that they said in their interview last week, but without the rap. So, yeah. And then after that, Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss popped up.
The Florida Sporting Peoples.
Yeah, that might be their name. Because Tino was actually a second-round draft pick for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Which shows you the fact that he's now doing wrestling, how well that went.
Yeah, he busted hard. Like, he did not do well. But, hey, he made a lot of money, which means he's not doing it for that. He's doing it because he loves it. So, that's a good sign, at least.
Or he wasted all his money and now he needs a job.
Well, kayfabe-wise, that is not the case, because kayfabe-wise, that like everybody was saying, this dude's a millionaire. He shows up in a Maserati. He's like, he could be doing anything, and he's doing this.
Kayfabe does not equal reality.
Well, that's at least how they phrased it. And also, Riddick Moss played for the Miami Dolphins. I don't know if he was drafted, though, but, like, if that's the case, then, you know, sometimes it doesn't work out for him. I'm actually looking it up right now, see if this guy actually did play, or did get drafted. I can't find his real name. Fuck. Okay, never mind. So after that, the DIY and Sabatelli and Moss got into a match. It was what you might expect. Like, Sabatelli and Moss started out the match kind of strong to begin with. Moss has a nice fall-away slam. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But then Ciampa and Gargano took over. They took out both men on the outside, and then they hit Moss with the Meltzer sandwich for the win.
Yep. Quick note on speaking of sporting peoples. I would like to state my appreciation of the fact that my Nashville Predators are 1-0 at this point.
Yeah, it's also Rusev's Nashville Predators.
Go Nashville.
Nice. So after that, we had William Regal come out, and he said, "There's only one team who deserves a title shot against the Authors of Pain, and that's you, DIY." And
one, your William Regal sucks. Two, stop trying to do a goddamn British accent. It's terrible.
How dare you?
Just because you speak slowly does not equal.
I'm William Regal.
Shakes head.
Okay. Alright, so Paul Ellering comes out with the Authors. Ellering says, "His team of destiny will end DIY's careers, and their blood will be on your hands, Regal." That was a little closer to Ellering than I was to Regal, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then Regal says that there's going to be a stipulation for the tag title match, and it's going to be a ladder match. Cool. Little out of nowhere, but I like it. It's basically like, it's one of the few ways that we could believably think that DIY could actually beat the Authors.
Now, here's a question, and it's going along the same line of your thought of Vince McMahon liking big sweaty men and wanting big sweaty men on the main roster.
That was your idea. Which apparently was King Ross's idea. Yes,
it was. I take no credit for that. But I would like it stated that what if the Authors lose the belts and then head to main?
That would be believable to me. Like, if they win this match, say fuck the rematch and just go to SmackDown, have Breezango win the tag titles over there, hold it until SummerSlam, and then have the Authors murder the shit out of Breezango.
That there is one problem though.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown division, when it comes to tag team, is pretty good.
It is pretty good, but so is Raw's.
Raw only has, like, one heel tag team at the moment.
Well, like it'll get better once Revival comes back and
Dude broke
like,
his jaw. He ain't coming back for a while.
it's not that bad. He'll be back in like 2 months. Like basically, he'll be back by the time the authors would have showed up on the other show and like would start making their presence known.
Anyway.
Yeah, and in the meantime, DIY wins the titles back, and then they drop it to Sanity.
And then they go on to Raw.
Right, exactly.
Because
everything
Raw,
is great.
Raw kind of needs another mid-level possible title contenders on the face side, because at the moment, like the only real credible face tag team is Rhino and Heath Slater.
Well, there's also Enzo and Cass, and
but I don't like Enzo and Cass anymore.
Yeah, and technically still the Hardy Boys, but they're getting broken up very soon, I will bet.
No, they're getting broken very soon. I'll be over here with my puns.
Yeah, go hang out with Becky Lynch somewhere. So yeah.
I wouldn't mind hanging out with Becky Lynch. She's cute.
Oh, dude, like, so the last house show that I went to was a SmackDown show, and I went with this friend of mine, and she got Becky Lynch's autograph.
Cool.
And Becky Lynch was this fucking sweetheart.
Yeah, I am not surprised. It's Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So then, after that, they interviewed Cassius Ohno.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no! I hope that sinks. It won't, but I hope it does.
It won't.
No, it won't. So he says he blew his opportunity against Bobby Roode, but he said you get back up, and to take down a skyscraper, you do it brick by brick. And NXT has a lot of bricks, like Aleister Black and Drew McIntyre. And I thought it was kind of interesting that he name dropped those two, which is why I think that there's a possibility that at TakeOver Chicago, they'll have a triple threat match for the number one contendership to the NXT title between Aleister Black, Drew McIntyre, and Cassius Ohno, since neither of those three have a match going right now.
Mm-hmm.
Makes all the sense in the world to me.
But first, a certain Mexican aristocrat, playboy, I can't say that word!
Billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. I still never looked up the other thing.
Yeah. Anyway,
Andrade Almas pops up.
Yeah, and he is, well, let me put it this way. He's decent in the ring. He's okay on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, oh boy, have they put him in the wrong gimmick.
I don't know. It seems like he's really into it.
Just because you are really into it, it doesn't mean that should be your gimmick.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I'm sure that this is leading to some point where Regal's like, you better get your head on straight or you'll be out of here. And then he finally does start getting on a roll. Mm-hmm. That'd be neat. But, yeah, while he was talking, or while Ono was talking, like, he was looking at the interviewer and just licking his lips like, yeah. Just skeezing on her, too. So, basically, he did the exact same promo that that Wesley Blake did, except English is not Almas's first language, and he still did it better. So, ouch. And next week we are getting Ono versus Almas.
Yay!
That's neat. I can dig it. Here, anything else? Oh, after that we had Tyler Bate package. It seems like this was just the same promo that was used from the UK tournament, except they got some more B-roll for it.
Yeah.
Which was kind of weird because he said, I don't have anything to lose, so I have the advantage. Dude, you have the
title.
UK title.
Yeah, it's title.
That's something to lose.
Something big to lose. So
yeah, he probably is going to lose it.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
I think after that was the main event.
Pretty much. They did a very quick Roderick Strong interview that basically synced up with his music starting. Says this is what he's worked for and that it's his time.
Mhm.
And they did the same thing for Hideo right before his entrance. He says he respects Strong and that he is going to take over Chicago and make Roderick go to sleep.
Yep, and that's pretty much what happened.
Oh yeah, crowd seemed pretty into this match.
Good
I
match.
didn't really take, yeah, very good match. Like I didn't take notes on it for the exact reason that I heard, like when the tapings came out, I heard that the match was really good. So I intentionally did not do notes because I just wanted to enjoy it.
Yes.
And I did.
I
This was
also heard the same things, and I also didn't take any notes.
hmm
And I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was a very good match, and yeah, you know, you kind of had the feeling that Roddy wasn't gonna win.
No, but that's okay because like bef- here's how you can tell this whole who is Roderick Strong thing was a success. Like they have established a character for Roderick Strong. He's basically the new NXT Sami Zayn. He's gonna
Slash
fight.
slash Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens was fighting for his family.
Yeah, like taking the good part or the wholesome parts of Kevin Owens' character and slapping it onto Sami Zayn.
Mm.
So basically, he showed that he has grit and will fight and won't give up until he has nothing left. Uh, Cut to the very end of the match. Basically, he gets hit with the big boot in the corner, followed by a hesitation drop kick, and Itami's starting to call for the GTS, and Roddy just starts climbing up Hideo's body, just scratching and clawing. Very, very good moment. Commentary sold it like $1 million. And he threw like one desperation haymaker, and like Hideo caught him, picked him up, GTS. That's your finish.
1, 2, 3. Leading into
hmm
next week, where stuff will happen and things.
Yes.
Now,
Now that's where NXT went off the air. But there was something else that happened. And this is something very interesting because after Hideo had left and Roddy was just in the ring soaking up the crowd, and then Sanity showed up. Oh no! And just pummeled the crap out of him. Alexander Wolf hit him with a pump kick. Killian Dane got the All-Star Plantation, and Eric Young with the wheelbarrow neckbreaker.
mhm.
That's it.
Yeah.
Roddy is killed.
And that is pretty much all we had for that episode of NXT. But I want to.
Yeah.
I want
Although
to.
one last thing, they like afterwards, Roddy went to the back and was just like crawling and just like trying to get to Regal. He's like, I want sanity. So we're probably getting Roddy versus someone from Sanity at Takeover.
So I want to ask you a question, because recently War of the Worlds happened with Ring of Honor and New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, the Bullet Club had a bit of a shake-up. Adam Cole is out, Marty Scurll is in. So here's a question. Do we think Adam Cole is NXT bound? I think he is.
I think Adam Cole is going to be in the crowd. Like they're going to do that thing like they did with Drew McIntyre at the last Takeover.
Now, here's the question, and it's a very important one. Will he use his name, Adam Cole, or will he have a new one? He, in my opinion, has to use Adam Cole because he's Adam Cole, baby.
I think that they'll change it up ever so slightly.
I don't.
Because they don't want people thinking he's related to Michael Cole, which instantly makes him 1,000 times less cool.
No. This is what happens. And Michael Cole says, like people are saying Adam Cole, baby, and such. When he's debuting on main, and Michael Cole's like, oh, my name's not. Why are they cheering for me? And he comes out, Adam Cole walks up to Michael, slaps him over the head, and grabs the headset and says, "I am Adam Cole." Drops it and walks off.
Maybe.
Also,
like I'm all in favor of some Michael Cole abuse, but that would have fit way better during like Cole's heel run.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, we will all see you next week for NXT, where we will be doing a quick rundown of what happened that week, probably because there won't be much that happens. And we will also be doing predictions for NXT TakeOver Chicago, because that is next weekend.
Correct. So I'll have to get that up extra fast in order to get it up before TakeOver.
Yes. Anyway, we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.